Hey, welcome back to this YouTube live event, how to launch and scale your perfect online business. And this is workshop 3 of the day. We've been live back to back, and this is our third one. So super excited, guys. Today, obviously, in this workshop, we have Brandon Duff, obviously, who is also my co-host on the Passive Buddies podcast. So basically, just feels like another podcast, really. But We're going to go into a little bit deeper. Something that Brandon's got going on, and something that Brandon's having huge success, and his students having huge success with. So this is going to be a bit more of in-depth, a bit more training, and basically how to build a 6-figure business by selling recurring products that aren't even yours. Sound complicated?
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
So talk to me like you're such a big advocate of recurring income. And I mean, like, you would literally, I think you would rather bin a high ticket sale of 2K and have someone pay you 200 quid or $200 a month over a long period of time. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, I mean, if you really think about it, it comes out like the lifetime value of a customer is going to be longer with a recurrent income than a 2K product. Not only that, but if it's selling it for $200 a month, you're making $2,400 over the year. So it's already over the whole amount of a $2,000 high ticket program. So it is really high ticket. It's just over the value of a year. But if they're there for 2 years, then you're doubling it. And so it actually comes out to be much more valuable. Not only that, I feel like with a lot of high ticket programs, it's kind of like get them to pay and then let's forget about them and move on to the next, versus you're forced to continue to provide value continuously so that you're actually giving value to that client so that they don't actually give up or stop paying. Because if they continuously see value, they're going to continuously pay, versus someone who is going to just sell a high ticket and then be like, I got their money, I'm done. I don't have to do anything more. So that's kind of what I've seen with a lot of high ticket programs. And a lot of people that I've seen that are in the high ticket community, they feel like they end up paying all this money and then their coach or mentor kind of just forgets about them. And I've seen this with a lot of other programs, not with the Passive Buddies Accelerator or anything like that, but with like some of these other programs that I'm not going to name any names, but happens a lot. And so I would rather provide continuous value versus kind of take their money and forget about it. Not only that, all of our bills are recurring. So like our phone bill, our internet, our insurance. So those are bills that are continuously recurring. So if you can match your recurring income with your bills, you'll be financially set.
So do you feel, obviously, like if someone who's looking to start a business, like create a business, like obviously your angle's recurring income, obviously because of the things you've just explained. Do you feel by having a recurring business model instead of a one-off flat fee, that it does two things? It keeps you accountable to provide, and it also gives a lower barrier of entry for the person so they can get in and start making results.
Yeah, definitely. I think that if you can charge, $200, most people can afford $200. And if they can get results within those 30 days, then they're going to continuously stay on. Not only that, but it becomes an asset, because if they're paying $200 and then they're making $200, they're break even, and then they can continuously go. And then if they make, if they add another, user or whatever, then it's again going to be now a cash flow asset, and they'll be cash flow positive. But not only that, if you think about it, if you just do the math, like you only need 84 people at $100 a month to make a 6-figure business. Only 84 people, versus people that sell high ticket, they're going to continuously have to sell every single month and continuously be in that rat race unless they start hiring people and get like setters or affiliates, and those people become the asset. and they're going to be the ones continuously selling. But if they're not selling, then you have no money coming in, versus having a recurring income business. As long as those users stay on and are getting results, they're going to be continuously paying you, and you're going to have predictable income every single month.
Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is basically like, because it's recurring, obviously, and then as long as you can keep getting these guys results, it's a mutual beneficial agreement, isn't it? It's not like
Right.
wham bam, thank you, ma'am, here's your high ticket deal, off you go, see you later, or they provide coaching for like 3 months or anything like that. You feel this business model allows you to get off the digital rat race instead
Definitely.
of the constant churn. Like, obviously, because in effect, obviously, go only because I know your story so well now. Like, effectively, that rat race scenario, going back when you first started on white labeled Go High Level, that was a similar scenario, isn't it? Where it's like they paid you for the year, but once that payment was in, that was basically it, wasn't it? It's like that was your high ticket income. Obviously, I know it paid for high level for like 2 years, so from that aspect. But if you were to continue with that, you would have had to have kept going and going and going to try and get those people in, yeah?
Yeah, and not only that, like you said, it was for the year, so I had to wait for a whole year for that payment to come through. And a lot of those people, they continuously went on for the next year. But for me, I would rather get the monthly. So when I first started, it was for the year, and it paid me for the whole year, like you said, and I was able to pay for high level for the next 2 years with only 8 clients. And in doing so, I was able to then pivot into a monthly recurring monthly subscription. And then every month I was getting my income coming in so that I could pay for all my bills, pay for my rent at the time. Now we own a beautiful 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,500 square feet home on a 9,100 square foot lot. And so not only that, like, all my bills are covered, all my expenses are covered, and we can reinvest into more income producing assets because we know our money's coming in. And the banks are going to like this a lot more because they see that our debt to income ratio is low, our income's high, and that's going to look much more favorable when getting a loan for rental properties. And versus, say, high ticket, 1 month you have 0 money, and maybe 1 month you have 4,000, and then the next month you have 0, and the next month you might have 1,200. So it's very unpredictable, and the banks aren't going to like that. So if they can see that your money is predictable and your income's predictable and you're continuously growing, you're going to be much more favorable. Not only that, I know I keep saying not only that, but if you decide to exit like your business, then you can sell that recurring income Stripe account or business in general to another business owner, and that's going to be much more favorable with multipliers. So you can sell the business for 11x multiple or so for, like, on Flippa or Empire Builder, a lot of these where they'll see the monthly recurring income coming in, and you can sell it for a lot more.
So, and you're right, obviously, that recurring income, that's steady. It's basically like, because people jump out of 9 to 5, don't they? Then jump into the digital world and are still chasing a salary, which is effectively what they do. And now, by you building a recurring income model, that then basically replaces your salary without the need to keep chasing, hustle, hamster wheel, all that, which leads to burnout in the long run. What shifted in your mind when you obviously went for the high ticket stuff first, sold them? So it wasn't like you weren't successful, you sold them. What shifted in your mindset to turn it monthly, and basically everything you do now, every offer you sort of put out is like a monthly offer, like a monthly recurring model? What shifted in your mindset in order to make that happen and want to do that?
Well, when I was a personal trainer, I was like, well, I'm making all this money and it's monthly, but I'm exchanging time for money. And I couldn't really go to Hawaii like we just did like a week ago, or go to Puerto Vallarta like a week ago, or Disney World not a week ago, 5 weeks ago, and Disney World like 4 months ago. We've been on 5 vacations, and every time I was training, if I was not training, I wasn't making money, and if I was going on vacation, I was like spending money, so it was being tapped. Yeah, exactly. So we started buying real estate, and in buying real estate, it was monthly recurring, it was rent. And so with that money, it was predictable. My property manager would just send me checks, and well, not really checks, they would just deposit into my bank account. But essentially I would get an email, like 10 emails just saying, this tenant paid, this tenant paid, this tenant paid, and it was on point every single month. And so that's kind of how I built my business, is having kind of little rental properties in a sense, because each user that gets into our software essentially is paying me rent to own that, to use that software. So it was kind of like having little rental properties, or digital like real estate in a sense, owning software. And every user was like a tenant, and I was making recurring income from that, and they were finding value, so they continuously pay rent or use the software because they're getting value out of the software, just like someone would be getting value out of a home.
Okay, so you took the brick and mortar business model that works for so many investors, which is like that recurring rental income, and you've moved that into different scenarios within your business. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. Okay, and then so for someone who's literally getting started now, this isn't a plug for obviously what's coming later, but for someone who's really getting started, how would they go about creating a recurring business model?
Yeah, definitely.
What would be the thought process?
So I want to give the most value in this than a lot of people. So I want you guys to take notes. But essentially, I'm going to lay down the groundwork, exactly what I did. And so when I was first getting online, I did affiliate marketing, and I followed a lot of people doing Clickfunnels or promoting other people's products and only getting 30 to 50% income from that, because it was, you had to sign up for their affiliate program and promote their product and only get 30 or 50%. And when I was if I'm doing all the work, I don't want to get less than 100%. And so when I started, I did okay with affiliate marketing. I didn't do great, but then I got into actually white labeling software. And so there was and I know Funnel Hacking Live's going on right now, so I don't know what they're announcing, but essentially I did the opposite of doing go high level. And so with doing so, I took their product high level and essentially just put my own branding on it, because what a white label is essentially, when you go to Ralph's or Vons or
the best one I always describe is Costco and the Cashflow brand.
Yeah, so the Costco brand, there you go. Thank you. And you can literally they have their Costco brand. They're not making their products. They're taking someone else's products and slapping their Costco label on it. And so that's what I did with a ClickFunnels on steroids product, which I essentially took high level, put my own branding on it, put my own Costco label on it in a sense, and sold it to other people. And so I would go to all the ClickFunnels bros, and I'd be like, hey, ClickFunnel bro, look at what I did with your website. Just literally copied it, and here it is. And I did that in a matter of 30 seconds. I noticed that you do coaching, and this is a two Comma Club winner coaching program. Look at this. I just downloaded his funnel, and now I funnel hacked him in a matter of 30 seconds, versus actually, and obviously it's just the first page. It's not their whole offer or anything. I can't download their program or what they're doing behind that first page, but at least I have their copy, how it's laid out, their framework in a sense, and I can take that and obviously you don't want to plagiarize, but you can take that and put in your own images, change them out, put in, take their copy, and you can either, and maybe what you use like Write Sonic and edit it so that it's shifted so that it has the same kind of wording, but laid out a little bit differently. And then go continuously move down the page until you have replaced all the copy, but set in a similar way, or your story and your images. And now you have like a template that you can use to get your first sale. And so I showed them what I did with that and how quickly and easily it was. So like if I ClickFunnel, if there was a funnel builder who wanted to model someone else, and that's what a lot of them teaching is, just modeling other people, then you can literally do that within seconds. And so I would show them how to use the software and how to get their funnel going, and then how to do everything. And that would cause them to become really sticky and hold on to that product continuously and pay that monthly subscription. And so I would literally, like I said, just go to all the ClickFunnels groups, start like messaging people, or seeing people in Facebook groups and seeing people like that were engaged in these Facebook groups, and start adding them as a friend. And then I would literally just message them with a Loom link, which is completely for free. And I would show them what the software was and how you can funnel hack people within just a few minutes.
Yeah, and as you say, like obviously, so you started like obviously with that messaging and that outbound, and obviously creating, but you went in the hottest places. And we literally spoke about this on the podcast the other day, didn't we? About like the traffic temperature that you went after, and went straight to the hottest people first, and then worked your way up to different types of groups. And that's obviously like the key aspect. Obviously, go after the hottest people, people who are problem aware, solution aware. They just need to find the right solution. And obviously go after that. Like, how did you? Because obviously that sounds like at that point that was still a little bit hamster wheelie, and that was still like rat racy a little bit. Like, how did you get from? Because obviously the title of this is basically like how to build a passive income business, really, through recurring models. Like, how did you get from rat race? That's what it was. It was a digital rat race to 4 holidays this year so far.
Yeah, no, I think it was like, I think we're at 5 or 6. So that's a little.
So what was that journey?
Yeah, so typically, like I put everything on my credit card. I think I just got a statement saying that I am getting like $1,000 in points on my credit card for my anniversary gift or whatever. But I mean, really, all you do is put everything on my credit card. I get points continuously, and in doing so, those are travel points. I convert them to Southwest, and we are able to travel. And so I use those points like I'm spending money, so I might as well get rewarded for them. And then I pay that money off every single month, use the points to travel and do all that. So that's one way. I also get so to go back to high level, so I get to travel for free. That's kind of what you're talking about with going to all these different places, because I essentially use my points to travel, which is outside of using, I mean, I guess it's using other people's products because it's points versus using my own cash. And then I can use my cash to obviously buy income producing assets. But
it was more about the time.
What?
So like obviously the points element is, and this is something obviously I want to talk to you offline about, is obviously I need you to find me a UK version of that. But it was the time element, like, because obviously when you started and you were promoting high level and you were like, right, ding, 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 here's a Loom video, hey bro, and it was like 100 messages a day and all that type of thing. Like, that is very much work.
Yeah, exactly.
How did you phase out digital work to having the time to go on those 6 holidays?
Yeah, so once you get to a certain point, like, you can literally not worry about working because you have recurring income. I mean, like we said at the very beginning, if you only need 84 people subscribe to a software or whatever, charging only $100. I mean, obviously, like if you charge $200, you only need 42 people. So like if you're charging $200 for a product, which I think high level is $97, And I pay for the white label version, which is $297. You only need 42 people to actually become making 10 grand a month. Actually, it's $8,400 a month, because 8,400 times 12 is 100,800. So you only need 84 people to make $8,400 a month to become financially free. And then obviously, if you live somewhere else, if you have more bills, if you have high student loan debt, if you have high credit card debt, the numbers are going to be shifted. But the goal, I mean, really, if you are sound with your money and sound with your debt, then like $100,000 a year is going to pay for all your living expenses and then some, and then that money can be reinvested. So it really only takes 42 people charging $200 a month to become financially independent. From there, you have enough money for reinvesting, for your tax burden, for your inflation, because the cost of goods are going up, all that's covered. So if you can get 42 people, and I always say this, like, you should be building a business that's recurring income so that you can buy passive income. And if that's buying income producing assets that buy back now your time, if that's going and buying dividend stocks that you live off the dividends, or you go buy a software company, and say you go on Empire Builder or Flippa, or you just hire lead setters and then closers who are going to find and go out and set your appointments for you, or close your deals for you, or setting up an affiliate program that is recurring so that you are making money, or you have your program that has a element to it where people can promote it themselves and white label it, and then you have affiliate products in there that's paying you a little bit of microtransactions in a sense. So like what we did is, when I first started, we did high level, we made well over 6 figures. And then I developed my own software, which is Super Facebook Tools. So superfbtools.com. And I was able to build I didn't build it, but someone else did. And we now have a software which we use to find organic traffic on Facebook. And that's recurring income. And so people are able to sign up for that for only $47 a month and find their clients, find their leads, be able to follow up with people, because the money is in the follow-up. And then we have microtransactions within our software. So like if they essentially are using our software and then they want to do an add-on in a sense, then they can do that. And then we make even more recurring income. So it's just being able to continuously build recurring income. And once you hit that sweet spot, you can literally take multiple weeks off if you want, because you know that money is going to be predictable, and you know that money is going to continuously come in, versus grinding every single day trying to find that next high ticket customer, and then continuously grinding the next month, because every single month you literally start over as a high ticket affiliate or just selling high ticket, because you need to find that next deal, versus every single month my money is at a salary level in a sense, because it's the next month, there's still users there. They're still using the product. I'm still making that recurring income. And then the next month, we're just building upon that and continuously building upon that.
And I think that's obviously like, it's a really good like process, isn't it? It's like, not come the first of each month, you're not starting from zero. You're starting from, say, like 5K, 1K, 2K. Like you've got a baseline, as long as you can keep those customers, and that obviously comes in the fulfillment side of it. So like we've spoke about how important recurring is. Like, what about like, how do you keep because obviously the only way to get to 6 figures is the stick rate, isn't it? Is that retention rate. So how do you ensure that your guys stay around, whether it was the software, whether it's the challenge? Like, how do you make sure that fulfillment's sweet in order for people to stick around?
Yeah, so with that, you need a sticky product. Like I always say that the trifecta for an offer is software, coaching, and a community. If you have kind of all 3 of those, then you're going to do pretty well and have a good stick rate. For people that think that they're going to charge monthly for coaching, or have a module coaching where they're not, they go through the training and then they're done, then you're not going to have a good stick rate, because after they've gone through the training, there's no real reason to pay you. So it's important to have something that they're continuously using, that's saving them time, saving them money, and getting them results, so that you're able to keep them sticky on your product. And that's why I went with something like High Level, because with ClickFunnels, and it's just really hard to leave in a sense, because you have all your email campaigns put together. You have all your emails formatted and ready to go. You have all your funnels set up. You have all the triggers created. And all those allow for you to continuously build your business. And it's really hard. Like once you actually have that, you're like, well, I'm not going to redo all of this and transfer everything to another service that's cheaper or whatever, because the time it's going to take is going to be much more, it's not going to be worth the effort versus the, $200 a month that it costs, or $100 a month that it costs. So it keeps them sticky on the product. I mean, that's why a lot of people don't leave their phone carrier and switch every year, because it's just convenient and they get a lot of value on it. And it's for the saving, $20 is really not worth it to port your number over, to cancel the contract if you have one, move your phone contacts to another provider. You might lose all your emails, all those different things. It is not really worth the $20 that it is to do that, or whatever the price difference is. Not only that, but like you are familiar with that product and you're going to be continuously using it and getting results, versus switching and learning a whole new product, learning how everything works, what bugs there might be, and the unknown. And so they tend to not want to change. So it just makes it really easy to do that. And then you're also obviously getting people results and providing value in community and the actual training itself. And they're going to continuously get value out of that. So they stay on because they have cool people in the group that they get ideas from. People are part of the community is actually showing what's working for them versus just what's only working for me. So it just becomes a tight-knit group where you kind of just stay, because you're not only getting value from the software, not only getting value from the coaching, but the community is awesome.
So how would you, obviously, based on the community side of things, so obviously a lot of people have communities, it's sort of like a given in terms of the sell. How do you make a good community that helps people stick around?
I think it's having people post in the group that their wins. I think that's super important. I mean, if you look at my Facebook posts, I don't really talk about, I don't do the whole, what's it called? Attractive marketing or attraction marketing, because then if I'm posting about something and then the same people in my group are like, yeah, that's so awesome, let me join. And you click on their profile and it's like, it's funny because I see this all the time, but they'll post someone like, what is it, like make $50 or $100 or $300 or whatever it is, one time and directly to you, 100% commission. And then you see like the people that say I'm in, and yeah, that sounds awesome. And it just keeps going down the list. And you look at those people, it's like, they're the same people that are promoting the same stuff. So it's like, that's kind of deceptive. And I've never been a big fan of that. So we kind of just keep that stuff in the group, and it kind of a hoorah for the people in the group, because they see that they're getting results, other people are, and are able to kind of mimic them. And we talked about modeling earlier, but if I like, say for instance, someone messages me and says, hey, I got a sale. I'm like, great, post it in the group, because other people are going to see that. And then I know that, say for instance, Marcus, he does really, really well, and he does more stuff on Discord. And so he'll post in the group and show people what he's doing on Discord versus what I talk about on Facebook. And then we have all sorts of other people that maybe do Instagram, or TikTok or whatever that is, and they provide value in the group. And so it's just kind of this great community that provides for each other, because we're not saturated, like we're not against each other, because we don't really make the offer public. It's more of, I guess, kind of invite only in the DMs in a sense, and it doesn't get saturated. So if you keep it all in the group and you can continuously provide value in the group, and you're not, I kind of call it my mystery offer, because it's not what I post on my Facebook really, but more, and it's not like my profile funnel is not directed towards that at all. It's directed to our Facebook CRM. But the mystery offer, in a sense, is where it's not posted publicly, because it's not going to get saturated like all the other offers, all the attraction marketing people or all the high ticket people. They're all posting it publicly, and then people all see it, and then it just loses steam really, really quickly, versus something that's kind of hidden. People don't really know about it or can see it. So it's not going to get saturated like a lot of these other programs do.
Right. Okay. And in terms of like, what would you say to someone who's starting a business and they want to go into like obviously the online world and they want to create a product? And obviously you said obviously the trifecta of offers to build a six-figure business recurring is obviously software, coaching, and community. We've spoken about the community. How would you advise someone to coach if they're only just starting out their business?
Well, I mean, you can white label other people's products. So for instance, what we do is people will white label our coaching in a sense and provide it to their customers. They collect 100% recurring income and just invite me to the group as if we're partners. And that makes it so that they're leaning on me and able to still provide value to their students and collect 100% of the recurring income. And so essentially they're white labeling my coaching. I'm in there, so it's legit. And we're continuously providing value into that community. And so in doing so, they can essentially just white label software like they white label coaching. So it makes it really, really easy to do that. If it's someone who is on their own and they don't know anyone, then I mean, you can literally just model some of these YouTubers that they have like a playlist of, or there's so many like free guides online. I mean, all my Facebook posts are just 100% complete value. You can literally just take some of my techniques, model them. So there's so many free resources online that you can create coaching. That's why I think that a lot of people and a lot of the high ticket stuff and a lot of the affiliate stuff is much different than because I'm not a marketer, I'm an investor. Like we actually invest, and my mindset behind investing versus a lot of these other programs are more kind of just copy paste, where it's like go into the hot groups and provide value, and then DM, and then build relationships and continuously have these sales techniques or follow-up sequences. Like that's pretty standard. So you can find that online really, really easily, completely free on YouTube. But the real value is having a mentor that is going to take you to that next level, and not kind of just throw you to the side once you've are not getting results. And I think that happens a lot. And like we talked about it earlier. So it's funny because when I got into the online space, I modeled John Vaughn, I think his name is. Yeah. And he, I didn't know anything. I was just fresh online. I think I bought a $7 course, and that was like the only course I've ever bought in my life. But I modeled him, and I made my first sale. And that's the easiest way to get started, is modeling someone else. If it's a free, 5-day course or a 7-day course, you can literally take someone's free course and charge for it a little bit more, a lot more than free, and be able to get results from that, and then put your own spin on it, white label other people's products, or just take a software that you're familiar with or a product that you're familiar with. Say like if you're a fitness coach and fitness, you can literally just look for a product that's, say, like protein shakes. You can literally white label protein off the internet. And then from there, you can create like the best recipes with this protein shake. And then you have a community of weight loss people. And so you have like kind of you have a product, you have a community of training right there. So, I mean, it makes it really easy to do anything in the space, because all you really need are those three things.
And in terms of obviously the whole concept of white labeling, obviously to get started, might be a bit weird or scary for people, or just because obviously like it's not as well known. Like it took me a while to stumble across what white labeling was, and then I was like, oh my god, I was like, this is like so easy. Like for people who have been around or have heard of the likes of Tim Ferriss, Tim Ferriss, one of his products, I think it was called Brain Quicken, was originally like a white label product. He didn't reinvent the wheel. Like I think it was literally a white label product, and obviously off he went to promote, and obviously put his brain stuff around or his labeling around it, and off he went. So it's a lot easier than it sounds in that respect. Obviously, to white label stuff. Another way, obviously, we were speaking about. Obviously, the trifecta offer is community coaching and software, obviously, to increase the stick rate. Bring guests on. So as you build up your network online, obviously your guests have got specific topics that they like to talk about, or people have got specific topics like they like to talk about. Invite them in to come and coach in your community, in your office. So like new guests every month, etc., to talk about different things. And like that alone, obviously Brandon students do it effectively by white labeling Brandon and his software. And then Brandon will come in and obviously do some teaching. But it's exactly the same thing. Obviously, like if you haven't like got like Brandon's 90-day Cashflow challenge and you're trying to do it on your own, that would be how I'd do it. I'd network with other, if I wasn't confident enough to coach. So when I first started back then, it would have been like I'd bring guests in to come and like do a coaching session inside my private community, and that gets the coaching element done as well. So then it's the software. Obviously that's the last component of the 6-figure offer, really, isn't it? Is this like software? Like you've also got super Facebook suites, super Facebook tools. I can't believe I'm an affiliate and I still can't get the name right. So like you've got that software, and that a lot of your students utilize and leverage that software as well. Like where would people even start in that respect? Because software is a great business model. So where would people even start? Obviously, I know you spoke about the white label for go high level, and that's how you started. But yeah, if they didn't want to like do high level, for instance, like how would they identify a software to sort of bring that into their offer?
So you can Google high level white label software as one. There's all sorts of different ones. Like you can literally white label a mail like SMPT service, so like Mailgun or SendGrid. I think you can become a partner of one of those and sell that to email providers, to people that want to sign up for, say, email service. You can go on I think WordPress, and I think it's WordPress, or maybe it's like Namecheap or something like that. And you can white label and provide your own hosting to other people. So like you get 100% of the hosting costs if you buy, a package there. You can white label. I just saw a girl who white labels a TV streaming service where her own company is on the streaming service, and now she's providing cable in a sense to people for her own price. We have super Facebook tools. We have a reseller and a white label option, so people can put their name on it. They're able to sell it to their own customers and collect 100% recurring income. We give them high level as a bonus, so they get the funnel builder, the email campaigns, the triggers, everything all in one, and they get 100% recurring income so that they can create it and use it on automation. So there's so many different ways to white label products, from email to hosting to software to products like protein shakes to cable to, I'm sure there's going to be a phone company out there that you can do it. Actually, there's a crypto company called Dent, and I think you can provide your own credits or like minutes in a sense for your own like cable or your own phone company. So there's all sorts of different ways to white label other people's products and collect 100% recurring income from it.
I think that's pretty cool. The fact that you're like, oh yeah, you can. What was the one? You can white label cable. I've come to the, especially with like everything that's going on in terms of the like gas and electric scenario. Over obviously in the Western countries, you can actually white label it and create your own energy company.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I was like, right, okay. I was like, that's interesting. Obviously, because that cuts down half the cost, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can do solar, like a solar company. You can white label a solar company and essentially provide solar. I mean, there's so many different things you can do where you can take someone else's product and put your own name on it. I mean, look at Amazon. Like Amazon sells a bunch of other people's products and you buy it from Amazon. And even though they're not white labeling it, but they're providing it to you at what they're like the normal cost of a product. So it's so many things that you could essentially do to make quite a bit of money just white labeling products.
But they do white label products, don't they? Because, like, for instance, like this mouse, like what they do is for Amazon themselves, they take what is really hot and what's selling, and then they go and find a white label provider, and then stick Amazon Basics on it, and then and then they sell theirs for cheaper. So you can a mouse, the white label on a mouse. So it just goes to the length that you can actually. So what we're trying to get to at this point is basically, you do not have to create your own product. And I think that was the core concept in this obviously video training. Like, you don't have to create your own product, like, in order to have a business. You don't have to be an affiliate and lose 30 or only gain 30%. Like, the option of white label gives you the opportunity to, yes, it's a monthly cost usually, or like obviously if it's a one-off product, it's a monthly cost to white label a product. But if you can sell more than say 2 or 3 in like a month, you're in profit. You can profit in your business, and you keep 100% of the revenue. It's like it's a different ball game, and I know that's been a huge element in terms of why your students are so successful. And obviously, that white label offer that you've got going on. Obviously, people are selling and promoting a product that isn't theirs yet. They're cash flow positive in how many days?
Well, I mean, I think Gavin has 15 sales in 3 weeks. So whatever 15 times $200 is, it's like $2,000. Let's see. 200 times 15. So he's making $3,000 a month already in 3 weeks. So adding $1,000 a week. And if it continues on that, I mean, you look at, let's just say $3,000 over the year, and that's only 3 weeks. And he takes 1 week off for vacation every single month, you're looking at $36,000 a month or a year. Sorry, a month for that whole year, doing it for a whole year, which is a lot more than most people make in their whole lifetime, in a sense. What is it? Marcus has 4 people, I think, maybe 5 people in 2 weeks. Ethan has 2 people, and he started like last week.
So he's already cash flow positive.
Yeah, I mean, you really, if you think about it, you only need 1 to be cash flow neutral or just break even. Most people only need 24 to leave their job at $60,000 a year. So if you make, I mean, that's $5,000 right there. So it's really, really, I mean, easy. And once you quit your job, like so, for instance, Tom came to our program. He's already have 3 or 4 people. He works like 12 hours a day. And so if he's already sold 3 and working 12 hours a day, when he only has like 2 or 3 hours at that to sell online, then he'll get 12 hours back, and he'll just exponentially make his money even more. Because if he gets 24 people, and that's what his goals was 24 people, and he's doing pretty well. He's like 13% already. Then he can literally quit his job, make that time back, and then continuously sell, build that recurring income so that he can continuously buy passive income. And that was his goal. So
that's insane. So obviously, when it works out to leave a $60,000 job, you needed 24 of the cash flow challenges per month, and 24 in total. And then the guy who was 3 weeks in and he's got 15. He's literally
Right.
9 sales away from quitting his job in less than a month.
Yep.
Holy shit! I wasn't gonna swear, but fuck, that's just insane. Like, all while, like, not only like he doesn't, obviously, as long as the guys are nurtured, which obviously we spoke about how to keep that stick rate, which was the key component, was
Right.
keeping the stick rate, obviously, and adding value and keeping people there. Like, he's literally 9 sales away from quitting his job in 30 days. Like, and it's just insane just by selling a recurring model. Like, he doesn't have to go and hunt and keep hunting and keep hunting. Yes, okay, there'll be different marketing efforts, and obviously he'll use extra cash to buy more passive opportunities and
Right.
build up that recurring revenue. But like, he's already well and truly on his way to set for off he goes. Like, literally within 30 days. That's insane. And he's not chasing the next high ticket sale.
Yeah, I mean, it's when the next month comes, he's not having to find 15 more people and getting depressed when he only gets 5 people the next month. Because if he only gets 5 people, like, you're not doing it. I mean, you're always trying to beat your last month in high ticket. And if you don't, you get discouraged. And if you don't get any sales, you even get more discouraged. And then you're like, then you start questioning yourself, or you start questioning the program. You're like, does this even work? Was I just lucky? Is this offer, people even still want this offer? Versus building each month, like, you're not starting from 0, you're starting from 15, maybe 3 fall off. So now you're at 12, and then you do 10, even though you didn't do as much as 15, but now you have 22 people
22.
or 23 people that are paying you versus only 10. And now you maybe 5 fall off, but you do 10 again. You're now at like 37. So you keep building up, and you keep building upon what you did the previous month versus starting over every single month.
And I think that's pretty, like, crucial. And I know when I had the agency, we focused very much on, like, building a funnel. It was like a one-off product, and then we try and upsell something on the back end.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, just wanted the funnel and away they go. When we switched, and this was our biggest difference, we were literally on rat race scenario. Like, we were constantly hustling for the next funnel build, the next lead. Like, and when we switched to, right, we actually said we were pretty good at building funnels, and we actually went, no, we're not building any more funnels. And I was like, we're offering something recurring, and we're going to keep those guys, like email marketing, ads, social media marketing. When we switched to those methods, our life changed massively as an agency, because it was a case of, we weren't starting from 0 every single month, which it's a pain. Like, understand me when I say this, guys, that it's a pain to start from scratch every single month. Now, I know, obviously, we do have high ticket affiliate marketers who have been on and are coming on, and they will say, well, the list will obviously help do that. So obviously the money's in the list, which it 100% is. But if that list was selling a recurring product instead of a high ticket product, then from there, it's a case of that list is obviously got a lower barrier to entry, a higher sticking rate, and then it just probably brings in more sales, and obviously for longer. But when we changed in our agency from a one-off product to trying to sell a recurring on the back end to just selling a recurring, it changed the game. We didn't have to take as many sales calls, we didn't have to do as much appointment setting, we didn't have to do as much work. As long as we looked after our clients and kept getting those results, and some of those clients are still with us today, or with me today, it's just an absolute game changer when you focus on what you've already got, as long as they keep paying you.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it makes it, like you said, you're not starting over every single month. You are building upon what you did previously, and you keep getting motivated because you continuously see your profits continuously grow versus starting from 0. I think that's why a lot of people, when they don't quit their 9 to 5 when they're in a high ticket program, because it's not like a salary where their job, their 9 to 5 is continuously at $6,000 a month or $5,000 or $10,000 a month. It's staying at that price point. Obviously, it's not going to go up and down like you can with recurring. But with high ticket, like you said, you start from 0 every single month. And so it's not predictable income. And people like predictable income. And so that's why they end up never quitting their 9 to 5. Like what happens with most high ticket programs, they're not able to escape that rat race and to go into another rat race. That's why it's so important to build recurring income, because then you can literally build a 6-figure business and have that recurring coming in predictably every single month. And then you can travel the world like we do.
Makes total sense. So what we are, because we are coming up to the end of this now, Brandon. Feels weird. I never actually call you Brandon. We just generally have a conversation when I use your name. It's like, whoa. So obviously we spoke about the results that these guys have got, and it is called the 90-day Cashflow Challenge. Tell us a little bit more about it and where they can find it.
Yeah, so you can go to boringpassiveincome.com. I figured that'd be an easy thing to remember, boringpassiveincome.com. And so it literally, what we focus on is, like I said, I'm an investor. We focus on actually getting down your numbers, making sure you're have a goal set for you, because a lot of people, you need that magic number, to shoot for, so that you're able to focus on your actual numbers. And so we focus on making sure your debt is low, living frugal, dropping your expenses, removing a lot of the expenses that a lot of people have and don't realize. I think most people save within the first week are cutting $200 extra a month, and which then essentially pays for the program itself within the first week, essentially. And so from there, we focus on building recurring income in kind of phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 2, we kind of show you how to make and grow and scale it, from doing it on your own to looking at and growing with getting setters and closers. And from there, we focus on actually buying passive income. So getting into reducing your debt to income ratios, making sure that your credit's in check so that you can, a lot of these people are, I have an 8 to 18 credit score. A lot of these people have a low credit score, but since they're snowballing their debt and learning how to pay off their debt quicker, someone had, I think they had a $40,000 debt in a personal loan, and it would take them 3 years to pay it off. And learning from our program how to do a snowball debt, I think they're going to pay it off within a year. So 3 times as quickly. And we give you a spreadsheet for all that, how to do it all. And from there, you actually learn to reduce your expenses, increase your cash flow, and then look at actually buying income producing assets. So if that's real estate, if that's stocks, obviously it's not financial advice, it's just what I've done. And so if you can model that, then you'll become set for life.
Absolutely love it. So guys, obviously if you are interested in the 90-day Cashflow Challenge, the link is in the first YouTube description below. Just to confirm, is it still $1 entry for the free trial?
Yeah, so for you guys, I just set up a link. Like I said, it's Boring Passive Income. You can literally learn for the first month and see if it's for you for $1. I just set it up for this YouTube channel so that you guys can actually see what it's all about, because I'd rather put my money where my mouth is and teach you guys how to do it correctly. And like I said, continuously provide value to you guys. So like I said, I've set up a free trial, or not a free trial, $1 trial, so that you can actually learn at boringpassiveincome.com. So that, like I said, I'll put my money where my mouth is and show you guys how to make money, versus charging this, extremely high ticket price that people pay, and you not get results. And then you're like, well, I just lost, 3 or 4 grand because I joined this program that promised me passive income and I'm not getting anything out of it. So I'd rather you guys get results and actually win, versus, that's why I created the Money Friends. I wanted to make money online with my friends, and I am. So like I said, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and the trial is set up for you guys so you guys can take access to that.
Absolutely love it, guys. So if you found some great value in there, obviously go and visit the boringpassiveincome.com. Go and get that $1 free trial. Have a look what that 90-day Cashflow Challenge is about. As you've heard some of these crazy results, guys. So 100% go and do that. And Brandon, thank you so much for coming on. Obviously, it's absolutely fantastic. We love doing this, and Guys, obviously, we go live again in literally 3 minutes with James. So 100% stick around on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And come and visit me on James's video as we talk about selling in the DMs. Brandon, thank you so much, mate. And guys, I'll see you on the next video.
And one more thing, remember to subscribe to the Passive Buddies podcast. We do a show all the time. It's always value. So definitely check that out. And thank you for having me, Brian.
Cheers, buddy.
All right. Peace.